Hey everybody, Fifth Horseman here, playing more hard mode Kerbal Space Program, and Jebediah Kerman is missing in action currently. I'm sure he'll be back eventually, but that means Bill's going to have to step up and take his place as hopefully the first Kerbal to ever orbit Kerbin. Money's a little tight, not too bad though, 121 thou. And let's go see though that Jeb did return some science, so let's see what we get here from the science room. And with our 82.5 science, we can unlock more science, which I think is a great idea. Also the battery, great idea. We could also unlock a probe core, which I think is a fantastic idea, to be honest. And also radial decouplers, things like that, and nothing that will help us survive re-entry. Reflector. Oh, one thing. I've got remote tech installed, which means if this thing gets too far away from Kerbal Space Center, it dies. So that's going to be a priority. So actually, probe cores are bad ideas for launches because it will suddenly not be able to go anymore. And I've never really used remote tech before, much like I've never used deadly reentry. So I will probably make many mistakes, but that's part of the fun of the game, right? So when moving this antenna to a test site, engineers always forgot to turn it on. Frustrated with having to walk back and forth, they had this antenna be active by default. Nice. So I am going to actually skip the probe core, and I'm going to go for more science and more dishes, although I'll probably never use this dish. And the battery is really important, so let's do that. And we still have 37, so we can't go out here and get things like landing gear. Those are all. And the thermometer would be nice. Let's see. Better things here. Reflector on. If you want to break the surly brows of Kerbin, you'll need some serious range. So yeah, see, before we can do that, solar panels. Oh god, I want these so bad. 90 science. But I think with my 18 and 20, that's 38. I can only get one of these. And the other one, like, if I sneeze, I'll get it. Radial decouplers would be very nice, as would more engine options. Separatrons aren't very big of a deal right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to go... This will also unlock more things up here to look at, which is always a good thing. I think, though, that radial decouplers is what I want. 19.5. Look at that. I'm off by 0.5. That's always annoying. And, stability enhancers is always nice, as are struts. Oh, wow. And we are going to look for anything that we can do. I bet we could rescue Sid Mall, although that's a very cheap thing. I'm wondering, do these seem really low to everybody else? Because these seem really low to me. Like 120 for this. Like in my other save, these were like thousands of dollars of credits, and they're hundreds here. I'm wondering if I have two mods installed and I'm doubling my cost, but also lowering my ability to do things. So comment if you think these are low too, because this seems kind of crazy to me. And the durations seem lower too. 42 days. It was always like a year before. So I'm wondering if, because I have whatever it's called, that the mod that gives you extra contracts, and I wonder if it actually lowered the prices of all these things. And so I should actually probably not be doubling my price of my items. This is hard mode, though, so we're going to keep our items at double price and just see what happens. So let me go through all these and see which ones I want to take and see if there's any of them that I think I can get. Like, this one actually doesn't seem that bad for coming back. So let's go ahead and accept it. Radial decoupler in flight over Kerbin. Tight margins, but they're low speed, so let's go ahead and accept that. Test a Sepratron splashdown. You know what? We can just bring a Sepratron with us and then make sure we land in the water. Small gear bay, same thing. And explore the moon. We'll accept this just for the money, because it never expires. And what do we need to do? See, everything we do is going to give us money, but we should try them all at the same time, but not this mission. Aha. So we need a Sepratron and a small gear bay. We also, as we learned last episode, need to put these up here. There we go. That's ideally what we are going to land in the water. And hopefully this won't blow this up. There we go. Now, it definitely won't blow that up. Okay, so that is, in a perfect world, what we're going to be able to land in the water. We definitely don't have the beef to get this thing into orbit anymore. But now we do, especially if we give up on these parachutes and these parachutes. Actually, these parachutes only saved us that much, so we're going to keep that. Okay, so we've got everything set up the way we want it here. The only thing I did was I turned the ejection force to 0 on this thing. I actually don't know if this pops it off the bottom or if it pops it off this. So I don't know if I'm going to hit it or not. And that means I'm going to wait until the last minute to do it, and then we'll find out. Science. Okay, it's something we should probably ask the engineers before we launch the ship into space, but Bill wants to beat Jeb's record before Jeb is resurrected. So let's go ahead and save this guy and head out to the launch pad. And we're going to throttle all the way up. I have an abort sequence. If things go horribly wrong, I can detach everything and then shoot and ideally it'll pop these parachutes and shoot him up in the air. But in 3, 2, 1, launch. And yeah, this first solid is not going to go too far here. We're in near, so I want to tilt over right away, just a tad, not too much. Yeah, that thing's barely gonna see the, like, it might actually make it to the launch pad before we drop off here. That one too. Now there's no parachutes on the rest of these simply because I was trying to save on the weight. I'm now worried that we're not going to make it into orbit, but like has been said many times, I'm not playing in the regular atmospheric model, and maybe, even though I've got kids installed, it's still a little bit less, it seems, so we'll find out here. Oh boy, I'm a little bit farther off than I want to be from the sideways. I've already got 2 sciences. Oh, debris landed safely. Sweet. And we got positive amounts for them, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm not testing any of this stuff on the way up, that's for sure. Our apoapsis is already 32 somehow. So I'm already screwing this up. Atmospheric efficiency is not even on the list. Maybe it's not a thing in near. But our apoapsis is already... Actually, I'm going to cut the engines here. Okay. Contracts. We also need to transmit or return science from space. We have everything but the speed for this, and yeah. What are we doing here? We're still at 73 as far as that's concerned. Really, yeah, we're going to have a hard time getting into orbit, but if we don't reach orbit, we don't reach orbit. I'm not gonna complain too much. I am gonna kick on the engine here. Because we need a lot of sideways velocity, and I hate to do it this way. I feel like I'm a noob at this game, and I actually kind of am, because this is a different game than the one I've been playing. But I'm gonna keep burning sideways here, and hopefully have enough delta V. There's no way I have enough delta V. 27, 26. It's really hard to tell. I don't think I have the delta V. We'll find out. We've got 2 minutes, though, and we're a minute from our apoapsis, so we are burning at the correct time. Just crazy as far as efficiency is concerned. And by crazy, I mean horrible. And we have to watch our fuel as far as getting back to Kerbin. Bill's gotta keep a little bit in the tank. We are in space, so we've got to get a crew report. We are not going to get an EVA report while we're burning. But that crew report is science over Kerbin. Yeah, debris hit hard. Yeah, I knew that debris was going to hit hard. Let's see. We've got 1,000 Delta V. We are traveling at 13. We are... Oh, the margins are super tight here. I don't think we're going to reach orbit. I think we need our bottom stage to have 2 or 3 solid boosters instead of the 1. We've got 800 meters per second left. We're going to be at about 22, it looks like. We're basically at our apoapsis now, 20 seconds away from it. 600 meters per second is going to give us 24. That's so super close. I am tentatively hopeful. Let's just put it that way. I'm watching my periapsis. I am ready to cut the engine the second it gets above 70. We're at 300 meters per second left. We are over the horizon. And we have reached orbit. Okay, now hop out and get that EVA report. That is science in space around Kerbin. We are going to take the data out of the capsule so that we can take more crew reports if we need them. I'm kind of surprised we don't need a crew report from space around Kerbin, considering the fact that... Yeah, we do, so Science Alert is broken again. I've reported the bug already, so hopefully... Yeah, I'm afraid to decouple this thing, because I think it's my thing. Okay, now we need to plan our return, and our return is going to involve... Okay, these are all splashed down. Oops. Okay, transmitter recovers scientific data from space around Kerbin. So, assuming we land successfully without dying... which is a big assumption. Okay, we're not going to do this liquid fuel thing. Radial decoupler in flight over Kerbin. This is the big one. Coming down at 23,300 meters. I don't see how we are going to possibly survive this, because this engine's going to blow up before we do this. So I don't think these radial decouplers are actually going to do anything. I should have put them on backwards, although I don't think I can. Radial mount parachute, though, this is very possible. 25,400. If I hit these... See, here's another one that we need to be really low speed to do. But we want to do these first. So, where's our staging? The parachutes, radial mount parachutes, have to be before the decouplers. They're the next thing we're going to do. And ideally, we are going to get down to 440 at 25,400. Hit these. They will slow us down so that when we get to 23,300, we'll be able to hit the radial decouplers. Neither one of these is actually going to happen. And then once we splash down, we can test these things, and that's it. So there you go. That is our plan. So it's this parachute. Oh, get out there and do an EVA report. I'm not sure why it was telling me the EVA report, but not the crew report. But I'm not going to complain. So I'm going to do a couple orbits, get some EVA reports, and then we're going to plan our splashdown. Okay, I just figured out what this red dot is. This red dot is remote techs. This is our default area. So I have set up a burn here that will bring us down, hopefully over either the water here or the water here. Probably the water here. And then that'll be close to Kerbal Space Center, etc. Everything will be good. Again, no quick saves. This is Iron Man mode. So let's go ahead and speed up time until we actually get there. A little ambient light going on here. Okay, our maneuver node is a tiny, tiny little burn. I apparently... Oh, debris hit hard. It took that long for the debris to hit hard. Okay. Let's go ahead and just go down to 0 hour. Let's look and see what this looks like here. I'm actually going to orbit a little bit farther. Say to here, and then do the burn. 48 meters per second. We'll just burn down until we're at 100. That should be enough. And... Yeah, periapsis is 13. Over Kerbal Space Center, we should be right around in the 30s or 40s, which is the scary part. And it is time to hopefully not kill Bill. And like I said, I don't know if... we got plenty of electric charge, which is good. What I don't know is if... like I said, this decoupler will decouple this. But these will burn up, and they'll serve as a temporary heat shield, I suppose, as we're coming down. So let's go ahead and... Oh, wait, you know what? Hop out before we get back in the atmosphere here. Take everything out of here. Hop back in. And we don't need the crew report. Which is, I'm going to say, a good thing. I'm going to rotate us so up is up on the nav ball. I just hate not having up be up. Oh, we do have the HUD installed. Awesome. Okay, so here we come into the atmosphere. Let's get ourselves aimed. I'm going to aim up even a little bit farther simply because that's going to matter. Now, the big thing is the radial mount parachute at 25,400. Hopefully our speed will be under 440. And that is the next thing to go. So all I got to do is hit the space bar for that to happen. And if we're not going too low, I can bring this parachute down or just activate it manually. We are at 57, 56. We're at 4 times time warp. Which means I shouldn't be rotating my ship at all. As soon as I see flames, I am going to go out of time warp, and we are going to do the rest of this. Looks like we are going to be coming in into the water, which is good. As long as these things survive the splashdown, which I can't imagine they won't. Because we'll be pretty light after we've dumped the rest of this stuff. We're at 46. We should start to see flames fairly soon. And now I'm worried about my parachutes, but they should be okay. This should ablate and save them from any... Now I'm worried about landing on the peninsula, so I'm just going to burn away the rest of my fuel that I could be using to soften my landing. There goes that. Okay, no more fuel in this ship. And we are at 34, traveling at 2 kilometers a second. We got plenty of electric charge. We should start to see flames here in any minute now. And we should also see radial mount parachute. Yeah, I don't think there's any way these parachutes are going to keep us from dying. Okay, here we go. It's the moment of truth. I am not going to turn off SAS. Hopefully... Actually, why don't we do this? Why don't we turn on the HUD? That way we can get aimed directly at our retrograde. Whoo boy. We are slowing down. Our G-forces are at 1. Our engine is very hot. We're at 17 now. We are at 22, so we're at the right speed. I'm going to hit this parachute. And hopefully our speed will get down to 320 before we drop below. No, we're already too low, so there goes that. So I'm just going to hit these parachutes to help slow us down. And this was disturbingly easy compared to what Jeb went through. It's amazing what happens when you're smart. Decouplers... I should have been watching these. We're already too low, and our speed is too high, so yeah. So we wasted these things, but no big deal. Oh, we've got more science to do. I wasn't even paying attention. Let's do a crew report over the water. Hopefully we can get that EVA report once we're splashed down. Let's go ahead and turn this off. We have successfully... we have just successfully orbited Kerbin. Now... I want to ditch this. So let's see what happens when I hit the stage button, because this is the next thing to go. No, it's not. It's these decouplers. Oh, they were set to go off. That's hilarious. Okay, now... Yeah, we don't want to do this and the Separatrons at the same time. That would be bad. So now we're going to do this. And this. Yeah, it is both of them. It actually decoupled from both sides. But it stuck to us, which is kind of funny. Now our speed's right, but our altitude's way too low. Yeah, that's going to be really hard to... let's go ahead and do that. It's going to be really hard to get those without a plane. So I think really honestly, I think my first goal is to get unlocked plane parts so we can do any number of these aerial surveys. I bet that splashed down hard. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think plane parts are my goal here. I need to be able to build a very simple plane. Almost don't want to test this gear bay so that I don't have to unlock it. But there goes that. That's going to splash down hard. And let's go ahead and fast forward. It's not an unsuccessful flight yet. Everything should survive splashdown. I'm actually thinking at about 30 meters hopping out and getting that EVA report. I'll be I'm just going to be ready to hit this, and then hit that when we get to, say, 40. Because he should be able to survive a 40-meter fall, I think. Now let's wait till we're at 30. Okay, EVA, hop back in. Sweet. And nicely splashed down on your back even, which is awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and stage the Separatrons. And we should have Sepratron splashed. We're sweet. Okay, now let's test. Run the test. And we've tested those. We successfully did 2 missions, which is awesome. I don't know how much money we started with, but I have a feeling we still lost money on this whole flight. But let's go ahead and do another EVA report. EVA report while flying over water. Yeah, I didn't even need to do that. So let's go ahead and let go, Bill. Slide your way off the thing. Okay, well, EVA report while from Kerbin's water. Keep it. And a surface sample from Kerbin's water. Keep it. You probably can't get back in your ship. Oh, yes, you can, because you're awesome. And we are ready to recover. A successful, and we got 37 science, 99 total, which is awesome. We got $6,000 back, which is also awesome. I don't know how much that means. Do we really have 418 science from completing contracts? No, we don't. That's the money, I think. I don't remember what it was. I wasn't really paying attention. 99.2. Okay, we need plane parts. We already... Let's see, we need this... Yeah, we need these gears because we lost them. This is the cockpit and a very stupid winglet, which basically that means we can't do that. But we need this to unlock plane parts. So we're going to bite the bullet. And now we need... At the very least, we need this tech node for 90 and this tech node for 90, or we need to take another gear bay contract, which I'm willing to do. So I think I'm going to, again, hold on to... Oh, you know what? I could have brought batteries in the Science Junior. I'm a freaking moron. But, oh well. Successful mission. Yay. Good job, Bill. Let's see if Jeb's back. Jeb is back. So he's congratulating Bill on doing what he couldn't, which is pretty awesome. Let's check out contracts for next episode. I think we could probably rescue Sid Maul. Stability enhancer. That's basically a given. We can just do that. Stack decoupler and flight over Kerbin. Actually, these speeds are better. So let's go ahead and accept this contract. And these speeds are better as well. So let's go ahead and accept this contract. And that's what we're going to be trying next episode. And we're going to try to get even more science. Maybe we'll try a polar orbit so we can get more science from around the poles and stuff. I'm also willing to try a moon mission. Probably not a landing, but just to get out there and get some science and stuff. So definitely, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're also gonna be using that gear, the Science Junior, because we need to do that. Sweet, I did it. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I am Fifth Horseman, and I will, as always, talk at you later.